Day 3 of training camp. We got press conference, brain shut off there from Mike McDaniel. A little update on Jalen Ramsey on the field stuff. I got 2 videos and some Dalvin Cook news. Let's jump into this. What is up, Finn fans? So yes, today, lots of news, lots of updates, lots of stuff to talk about. So without further ado, we are going to jump into it. I'm going to start with the Dalvin Cook news, just give you a quick update on all that stuff. So he is meeting with the Jets. He stopped on Good Morning Football. They interviewed him. They asked him a bunch of questions. He says nothing is final. He says it looks promising that he'll sign with the Jets, but then he also went off on this tangent about a fairy tale reunion with the Miami Dolphins and how he wants to play for the Dolphins, and he still has interest in the Dolphins, but it probably is coming down to the money. So if you're a patron, I released a video last night with some stuff that hasn't been released. If you want to go check it out, it's on the Patreon. Like I said, some stuff that might be interested to you, but this is the quote. So essentially, on Good Morning Football, Dalvin Cook, he wants to see the vibes, yada yada. He's taking it one step at a time. The Jets are at the top of the list. Let's go check that box. Again, he did say that, it seems promising, or it seems really good with the whole Jet situation, but he did ask him, Ryan Leaf asked him about the Dolphins, and he said, yeah, I'm still weighing my options. This thing is not over. So again, he says, hey, it's a good possibility, but also says this thing is not over. Playing in my hometown would mean so much for me, my community, for my family, just everything around me, just a Cinderella story. It's just something that would bring so much joy to the city, and I know what I could bring to the city. It would be big for myself and the city. So again, he wants to play for Miami. It's about Chris Greer and the money. He probably wants more money than the Dolphins are willing to give him, and that's where we're sitting at right now. We're going to Mike McDaniel's press conference, and you'll probably hear more about that. So Mike McDaniel talks about Jalen Ramsey. He's having his he already had his surgery today at 1 o'clock. There's no exact timetable right now to be determined. He said he doesn't believe in beginning the regular season is a realistic option. So it's probably around, that week 4 option. Again, we've heard things from December to, he's not going to start the season to December, and then you heard him say that late push is going to be, ridiculous, yada yada. We don't know until now. Essentially, now is a good time to figure out. Probably, in a little bit, in a couple hours, we'll figure out after he gets out of surgery what the meniscus injury was. Was it a full repair? Was it a minor repair? If it's a minor repair, he'll be ready for week 4. If it's a full repair, he's coming back in December. That's what we know. He said Jalen Ramsey spoke to the team, and it was really moving. He's going after that timeline and trying to beat it. He couldn't be more committed or excited to join the team again this year. I'm hearing that him and Xavier Howard were pretty emotional when they found out about it. Mike McDaniel says he really does. I feel good about this entire crew when it comes to the cornerback depth. He talks about Kader Kohou. He says he's shown determination, hunger to build on what he's done. Kader's a prime example of seeking opportunity, and every player is aware of that. And he also made a point to say that the injury to Jalen Ramsey was a non-contact injury. Some people are thinking that it has something to do with Tyreek because they were in coverage. No, he said it was a non-contact. It was after the collision that he hurt his meniscus. He says, I've been happy with daily investment. He said he's been learning every day. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. We're talking about Cam Smith. Again, a lot of corner talk. They were asked him about Jalen Phillips, and he said he got stepped on, but he has an injury that needs rest, but he'll be okay. God, please stop having our players get injured. It is now day 3 of training camp, for the love of everything holy on this earth. One of our responsibilities is to protect themselves from themselves. Mike McDaniel said, talking about Trill Williams and Brandon Jones, who didn't work today. We are finding out more information about Keon Crossan. Crossan missed yesterday's practice. Why? With our luck, why? He says, I'm proud of that we are crossing across the board, prioritizing what this is for each individual when it comes to not pushing them out there or having them do too much, especially guys coming off of injury. McDaniel said that the team will probably work out free agent corners for depth purposes. And there's a few names out there. Maybe I'll make a video because they are off tomorrow. Maybe I'll make a video talking about some of the names that are out there. If we hang our hats on at an injury, what is that going to do? No other team cares. The Chargers won't shed a tear for us. I'm not going to hold my breath. We need to attack today and not yesterday. I will say this. The Miami Dolphins did pretty well last year with just X and Cater out there. A lot of my honest opinion is the reason they lost a bunch of games was sloppy play on Tua's part and also Tua not being there. So we'll see how today pans out. Plus, we have Vic Fangio. We didn't have Vic Fangio last year. And then Mike McDaniel says he is extremely happy with the Dolphins running backs when asked about Dalvin Cook. Called Cook a great player, but added that any possible deal has to work on both sides, including providing all needs that the player requires. I find that very interesting. Mike McDaniel first notes he's extremely happy with his running back group. And again, it works on both sides. It makes sense for somebody. He's a free agent and he's visiting the Jets, and that's what I have to say. Again, there's not much he could talk about it. During a long, most rambling answer about the interest in Dalvin Cook, Mike McDaniel called the running back group, running backs on the roster, very talented. But then he talks about, however, Dalvin Cook is great player. He's interested. Plain and simple. He's interested in Dalvin Cook. We'll see how this pans out. He's in with the Jets. Like he said, he's with the Jets right now. That's all we could do. And go on from there. So let's jump into on-the-field stuff. We got orange jersey is Bradley Chubb. Supposedly Bradley Chubb is doing really well. He, again, probably, from what I'm hearing, he did really well again today. Very happy to see Bradley Chubb rocking that jersey. Very happy to see Bradley Chubb. I got some on-the-field video. We'll do the on-the-field video first because then it seems like when I talk about it, it's like, hey, I want to see it first. So this is a pass from Tua to Eazy-E, Eric Ezukanma. Nice throw. Nice throw, nice catch. I think that was Trill Williams, 34? Let me see if I can get the... Again, there's no pressure, no nothing. It's more of just a pass and catch. Eric Ezukanma beat his guy, though. I'm trying to see who that is. Couldn't pick it up. Good play there. And then we also have this one here. Javon Holland. Pass breakup. Braxton Berrios. It was a good throw by Skylar Thompson. It was just, again, 2 days in a row of Javon Holland just pass breaking up passes left and right. So on the field stuff. Team had wide receiver DB one-on-ones for the first time. Javon Holland had a nice pass breakup that I showed you on Braxton Berrios. Cam Smith had a pass breakup from Tua to Deadwood Davis. Tua found Cedric Wilson on a deep pass versus Ron McKinley in coverage. McDaniel motioned for defensive pass interference on Cater, making contact on a short pass from Tua to Waddle. Found that interesting. Skylar Thompson found Chris Clement on a corner route with Brees Thompson in coverage. I'm hearing good things about Bryce Thompson. I don't know why I said Brees. I'm hearing good things. So now I have two different day 3 highlights that we're going to go over. I want to see if there's a big difference between Barry Jackson and Daniel and Alan Pupar and Omar Kelly. So this is Barry Jackson. On the day Dolphins began to come to grips with the likely long-term loss of Jalen Ramsey, several young defensive backs distinguished themselves. Here are the highlights. In one-on-one drills, kind of already talked about that. Smith also was effective in 11-on-11 drills. Safety Javon Holland broke up a pass from Tua to Braxton Berrios on a short route in one-on-one drills. In 11-on-11 drills later, Holland broke up another short pass to Berrios. I'm telling you, Vic Fangio has an effect on the secondary. After Jalen Waddle caught a 40-yard pass from Tua on a go route in one-on-one drills, Cater dislodged the ball with his hand. They fell to the ground. Be careful out there, for the love of God. Safety Elijah Campbell broke up a Mike White pass to Chosen in 11-on-11 drills, then broke up another White pass to Campbell. Rookie tight end Julian Hill on an out route. Mike McDaniel motioned for pass interference. Told you guys that one already. In 11-on-11 drills, the quarterbacks were under constant pressure. Let's take a breath. No pads. Let's take a breath. And also, Toronto said wasn't out there. Bradley Chubb, Duke Riley, and Christian Wilkins leading the way, and not many passes were attempted downfield, which is good in a microcosm, right? Because they need to, especially Tua needs to get used to checkdowns. Don't try to force it too much. The Dolphins ran a lot of blitzes, and they were largely responsible for pass rush. Miami's defenders had at least 12 tackles working on blitzing. I'm not freaking out. I'm trying to be positive. Yesterday was a bad day. There were no signature highlight plays from the quarterbacks in 11-on-11 team drills, in part because of the relentless pass rush, in part because of good coverage downfield. Love to hear that. Chubb wore the orange jersey and honor bestowed. Yes, we know that. And Chubb was a menace on Friday with 2 sacks. He also stuffed Raheem Mostert on a run. I'm happy to hear that. I like to hear Bradley Chubb getting some pressure like that. Wilkins also had 3 or 4 sacks, including a couple on Tua, and had a choice of words for offensive teammates after one of the sacks and overwhelmed Austin Jackson on one of those sacks. Again, I'm not going to... Hey, good day by the defense. Let's just leave it at that. Riley had 3 sacks. Zach Sealer had a sack 2. Jerome Baker put heat on Tua. 1 of 2 consecutive coverage sacks, and Duke Riley and Chubb generated pressure on another Tua drop back. Positivity. It's a good day on the defense. The pass rush didn't impact only Tua. Bronson, Malik Reed, and Andrew Van Ginkel put pressure on Skylar Thompson. 8 players missed practice, including Ramsey, who's scheduled to undergo the surgery. The 4 players on the active physically unable to perform list: cornerback Nick Needham, offensive tackle Teron Armstead, Isaiah Wynn, and Tanner Connor. Linebacker Jalen Phillips' leg worked out on the sideline, was held out from team drills, probably precautionary. And then you guys know about Keon Crossan. Defensive back Brandon Jones-Williams participated in individual drills, but not team drills. Again, slowly bringing them along. Because of thunderstorms at Miami Gardens, the Dolphins conducted their entire Friday practice inside the facility. Undrafted rookie Brandon Peely, trying to win the backup nose tackle job, had to run stuff. San Diego undrafted rookie center Alma Olave had a couple of bad snaps, one recovered by rookie Mitchell Magoo, who continues to have a strong camp. These centers. Reed competing for a backup edge job stuffed the Myles Gaskin run. Raekwon Davis also continues to have a very strong camp against the run. Jeff Wilson Jr. had an impressive run. He has looked good the past 2 days. Receiver Cedric Wilson, who was made available in trade talks this offseason, continues to have a strong summer. During one-on-one drills, he caught a pass from Tua on a deep pass, beating Veron McKinley. Let's see if there's a big difference from Alan Poupart's. Pass breakup. Inside linebacker. No, it's kind of the same situation. Sacks. Yeah. No difference. I tried to do this to see if there's a big difference, to see who sees what and all that stuff. But now that I'm looking at it, none of the quarterbacks shine. That's what Bear Jackson said. Rookie Devon Achane had the best run of the day when he found a hole on the left side. That's good to hear. Yeah, not much. Not much there. I do find something interesting. Quote of the day. We talked about this. We don't want to be the weak link of the defense. We want to hold up our end of the bargain. And that's from Bradley Chubb on the Dolphins pass rush. Talked to receiver Cedric Wilson Jr. He said teams have called Greer in April talking about Cedric Wilson Jr. But he said, I'm happy here. My mindset when I left Dallas was to put my best foot forward. Maybe I fell short on last season. The goal the whole offseason was to show I can play. He wants to be here. So that's important to him. Zach Sealer also interviewed, said, I love Miami. I love it down here. We're working together to see what we can do when it comes to a contract with him. The Cook update, again, this is from Barry Jackson. He talks about how he's a great player, but reiterates that he's with the Jets right now, so he can't really talk about it. Any chance of signing with the Jets, Cook said they're pretty high. On the Jets visit, just getting around, all that stuff. Talks about the Cinderella story. But we'll see. We'll see how all of that pans out. But that's today. That's day 3 of training camp. Overall, the defense dominated. Pass rush dominated. The secondary did their thing. Javon Holland seems to be a menace. Christian Wilkins doing his thing. Bradley Chubb rocking the orange jersey. It's good. Days are like this are going to happen, right? And I hope days like this are going to happen. I want it not to be a complete domination by one side. I want it to be very even. And I feel like the defense was on a different level today because of Jalen Ramsey and because of what he said and all that other stuff. So I'm happy the defense had a dominant day. It shows that they are feeling for their fellow player and they have fire in them. Good. And also, iron sharpens iron. So this offense needs to now learn to deal with a very angry defense. So comment below. Let me know what you think about today's camp. What do you think about Dalvin Cook? Do you think it's a done deal? He's a Jet, or do you think maybe with what Mike McDaniel said and what he said about the Cinderella story, Chris Greer kind of steps in? If Dalvin Cook leaves the Jets facility, I think he's a Dolphin. That's what I'm going to say. Now, am I predicting it? No. Am I wanting it? Yes. But if Dalvin Cook leaves the Jets facility, there's a good chance he's a Dolphin, meaning the Jets offered him something. He wants to see what else is out there. Because, again, he's still in talks to potentially meet with the Patriots. There's a lot going on. He's saying they were the first on the list, check the box, yada, yada. A lot going on with that. Jalen Ramsey, I haven't heard anything after his surgery, so we'll find out there. They'll probably keep that a little hush-hush, let him go day by day. But I'll let you guys know if I hear any updates on Jalen Ramsey, on the severity of the meniscus injury and how the surgery went. Keep you updated. Maybe I'll make a video later today or later tonight. Late video. I'll give you guys an update. But that's what I got for you guys. Also, before we get out of here, we just broke 42,000 subscribers. You guys are amazing. To the new subs, welcome. I hope you enjoy the content I'm about to give you because you joined at the perfect time of me going off on a tear. So, thank you guys so much for helping me break 42,000. We're getting close to 50,000 subs. We're getting very close. Love you guys. No camp tomorrow. I might have a video for you tomorrow, depending on how things go. And then Sunday, you guys will be there. It's going to be fun. If you guys want to send me footage, emails linked below in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like usual, stay classy. My friends out.